Hi everybody, we're here with the Big Altered Book as you read and as you can see. And I came across this in my stash. I had found it a while ago in a magazine and I'm going to do something with that. However, I don't have 2 pages open in this book anymore, believe it or not. You know, for 10 years I've had, no I'm not, but for years I've had, or I could have done 2 pages. I don't have it. So what I think, this side is kind of dark and that's not too thrilling. What if I cut it like that? Is that dumb? I mean, I could just use that and save this. I could use this and save this, although I like the side better with the pink. What do you think? If I cut it and included this bigger picture, okay, I think I'm going to do that. If nothing else, these 2 pictures are kind of similar in height. It's probably better not to have that. Okay, I'm not going to use that phrase. I don't like that. It's not proper grammar anyway, if I can point that out. And I'm sure they care. Okay, that being said, do we like it on here? These are actually more reds than pinks. Just take a sec. Yeah, Diane, let's take a second and look through these pages because that's so interesting. No. There is not much left in here to do. I am very pleased to say no. That might be it. Oh, here. I like it on the right side better. Okay, oh, and I lost my page. That's exciting, Diane. You went back to where you started and you lost the page besides. Okay. What are you going to do with it now? I have no idea. Hey, we could put this behind it. No. Could do that, couldn't we? Well, let me trim it because regardless of what I ever do with this, I probably would trim it anyway. And you get back on your little ink pad there. Well, it's something. But what? I don't know. Oh, that's not terrible. It was just staring me in the face there in this box. It's not terrible. Okay, I'm going to pause and cut this stuff out, and then we'll take it from there. It's short, so think about that. It's a pretty glass, isn't it? Okay, I'll be right back. Hang on. Okay, here we are, cut out. Nothing's glued because I'm not sure what I'm doing, so I didn't want to do that. I think it's okay. This is cut. But there's so much going on you almost don't notice. This is a little questionable. I have no clue what I'm doing with it. I have time. Let's look through a magazine and listen to the workmen's music that's coming out of their pickup next door to me. I don't think you'll be able to hear it. That would be cool in something. Not this. Not this though. Well, I don't really like that, but that wouldn't be too bad. I guess if we're desperate. Am I desperate yet? Not yet. I'm also keeping an eye out for a cool phrase You know, I was thinking something like sitting on some of these, but like what? That's a smart outfit. Isn't that kind of pretty? I'm not really thrilled with the color, but I would wear that. At your age, Diane? Well, no comment. And I hope you can't hear that music. And my other neighbor is whistling. It's a potpourri. No, an umbrella. That's too big for my glue book page, though. Well, it's really nice out. So I guess everybody's outside enjoying it, right? Except me. I was just a little while ago. Can you keep a secret? Actually, that's a good question. Can you? I can. Some people have a tough time with that. I don't like to. You know, there's pressure there. You feel like you're going to slip, but I do. Cool house. I wouldn't have to paint it. Looks a little dicey with all those cactus there. All right, thanks for nothing. Yeah, this arrived at my house like this. It was during that few days we had all kinds of rain. So I assume it got wet. Well, that's okay. I don't think it's much of a statement. You know, if we had a big phrase and then had that above it. Well, here, let's do this so we don't lose it, right? I heard a car start up. Maybe the pickup is leaving and taking its tunes with it. When I was in high school, our art class, it had some sort of system where you could put a record on and it would play in the room, you know. The only class in that school that did that. Anyway, and you know, periodically a teacher would let somebody play an album they brought in or something during class, and we had a sub one day and somebody was saying, hey, well, could we play some tunes? And she was an older woman, and she goes, no tunes today. 100 years later, Diane still remembers that. Well, I wish I would find something, because that makes that story the highlight of this segment, right? How pathetic. Could you ask those workmen to turn up the music, Diane? That might be better. How about Made You Look? I'm not thrilled with that, but I like the size. Okay, that's kind of cool. I didn't find critters or people or doodads to put on anything. I got a few more minutes. Let's look again. Or on. Word. Something. What do you think of that? It's a conversation piece, all right. No conversation today. Wow, house. It's another one of those Lethal Weapon light fixtures. Well, octopus tentacles. You know, I generally don't do stuff like that, but that could be kind of cool. let's take one. I like the color. That is a very cool bathroom, isn't it? Shower area, whatever it is. And I will say, this is going to be real fun to glue down. If you didn't get it, you know, I cut through the handles here. And yeah, I didn't point out, like here, I did not cut out the negative space. I think that's fine. If I decide I don't like it, I could just add some little marker ellipses, arches, whatever those are, like that, and fill it in. Well, this would be fun to glue too, wouldn't it? Maybe we should have a phrase, something like, were you nuts? Well, it's different. I guess it would make you look, wouldn't it? For anybody who thinks it's horribly creepy, I do apologize. Because like I said, I generally don't do stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that. There's enough creepy things in real life that we don't have to add to it, right? But does the fact that it's pink take away from the creepiness? No. Maybe you should say made you have a nightmare. Well, I don't know about this one, but we'll keep that. And then this side, it's different color, but hey, I don't hear the music anymore. I think they left. Yay. I'm trying not to get off on a tirade about people that do that. So. Anyway, okay. Okay, it's cool. It's kind of cool. We could use another one or two or something else. You know, we need now like a fish or two in like one of the cups, right? Yeah, if you say so, Diane. Is everyone checking right now their screen? Am I on Tattered Edges Design? This doesn't seem right. Yeah, every once in a while she gets off on something weird. What do you mean every once in a while? Okay. The workman's music went to her brain. All right, well, I'll leave this out. I don't know how much is usable that remains there. Let's finish this off, and then I gotta go start dinner. She said with an attitude. I once said way back there that nobody probably knows, so I can repeat myself. You know, the old starving artist phrase. Nah, that's too creepy. My spin on that is you're starving because you don't want to stop working to go eat. Really, Diane? Yeah, that's my take on that. All right. Yeah, where would I have? Oh, I know. I do have fish. Okay. Okay. I have an old aquarium book that 8 years ago my Catahoula chewed up when he was a puppy. So I've been cutting it up because he kind of really destroyed it. Okay, I'm going to pause and look for fish and make dinner. I'll glue what I can. It could be done. I don't know. Okay, hang on again. Okay, here we are. The phrase is not glued because I'm not sure what I'm doing. Everything's glued. I don't know why that didn't meet up right. it's straight. There aren't wrinkles. I don't understand what that was doing. I couldn't get it. So we have to put something over that. Yeah, I don't like this cut. I did find some, I think I'm going to kind of piece it in. That's not too bad. But I did want to make you look for that with me. These flag things, whatever they are, I don't think these are going to make it. I think they're too busy. It's okay. I think it's too busy. If I want to do that, I can just cut, you know, shapes out of plain colors. Okay, I don't have a lot of that fish book left. I thought I did. But I know at one point I did kind of edit it and get rid of a lot of stuff. So I guess this is all I have left. These are too big. With the exception of this icky looking thing. It's this. It's a moray eel. Well, actually, it's pretty, but it's kind of creepy. That might work. Is that too creepy? For me. Kind of. Seahorse, that's too big too, really. I mean, it's big enough that it almost looks like a focal thing, but it's not. Too big. Too big. Isn't that pretty? You know, if I just wanted to put one down there or something, maybe. I have this. Those are actually too big too, and there's nothing else color in it. Yeah. So let me know what you do, because Diane doesn't know at the moment. And just for the record, I didn't cut out the negative space down here, so I purposely put it there so you don't notice it so much. Did you notice it so much? So there. That eel, if I wanted to use it, where would you put it? Like down here. Well, is that dumb? Well, it's not dumb, but I'll reiterate. It's a little creepy for me. In my opinion, there's snakes in the jungle. It's a Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid line, and I know it's not a snake. That would do it. It's still, in my opinion, needs something like in this area. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, we did that. Then what about, do we need something here? Well, how dumb would black and white fish look, since there's so much other color going on? Kind of dumb. For being a fish book, this isn't too heavily illustrated. Yeah, okay, I don't like that. Okay. Where was that one, that pink one? The only thing I will say about that seahorse, it has yellow. It is yellow, and that's the only yellow on here. Look at that weird thing. I can't pronounce it. If this was just swimming by, like you do, well, it's okay. You know, I wanted something smaller looking like it was in the glass, but okay. All right, well, okay, let's say that we do that. Then what about this? Is that okay? I mean, everything is... Yeah, we're pushing our luck with these. And these were fun to cut and glue. And so were these. It all was fun. Well, that might work. Can you see that? All right, people. I'm going to piece in this circle. I'm going to have more fun cutting and gluing things that are hard to cut and glue. And that's probably it, right? And let's see how many times it takes her to get this right. You want to watch? No, it's too tragic. We can't. All right, you guys, come back. It will probably be done. Hang on. Okay, it's done. I tried that pink and yellow fish. It's just too big. I don't like it. I think it's too busy at that point too. Anyway, so I took one of the black and white fish drawings out of that small book. I did some gel pen circles there. This worked out well. That's a little gel pen there to kind of, you know, otherwise this corner, the paper went over it, big deal, but as long as I thought to do that, I did that. This is arranged a little differently, but this is just how it worked out. And that's all I did differently, right? And this is from the other side. If you think I didn't trim it well, it's a cloud. Okay. Yeah, it's different, it's weird, it's creepy, it's strange, it's bizarre, it's busy, it's interesting. Did I say different? But yeah, it's kind of cool. Take it as you will. Be kind in your comments. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a nice day.